In February 2018, I posted a video of my very first time making clay roses. I made them for the Spring Bling bottle design. Since then, I made 2 other videos. In March of 2018, I tried making more realistic ones. They were larger, and I used them to decorate the top of this storage box. And in November of 2021, I made these giant roses as bottle toppers. I created all of them by placing each petal individually with slight variations to the technique for each one. They turned out great, but this is time-consuming, and it does take some practice. In this video, I'll be making miniature roses for a project I'm working on. But this time, I'll be showing you an easy technique that is sure to work for you. Welcome back to DIY No Need to Cry with Ivelisse. Let's get started. Hi, my crafty fam, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I will be using air dry modeling clay. It's the only clay I've used because it's affordable and user-friendly. Therefore, I'm not sure if this will work with any clay, but I don't see why not. The first thing you want to do is knead the clay until it's manageable. Once it's soft, you want to add your desired color. I use my acrylic paints, but you can use stain powders, oil paints, or any kind of tint you have. Just remember to be careful with your surface and hands. Acrylic paint is easy to clean up, so I don't have to worry. Also, I didn't use gloves because the only ones I have don't fit properly and made it hard for me to knead the clay. I continued to add more paint until I got the desired shade I wanted. I wrapped the clay in cling wrap and placed it into a Ziploc bag so it wouldn't dry out while I cleaned my hands and work surface before continuing. It's important because you don't want to get dry paint flakes in your clay. Once everything is clean and dry, take a piece of the clay and roll it out. You want to work with small sections of clay at a time and keep the rest in the Ziploc bag. It will prevent it from drying out while you're making your roses. The thickness is up to you. I'll show you the difference between roses at the end of the video. Now it's time to cut the petals out. I used the cap of this chapstick. It was a perfect size for my miniature roses. I cut out 8 petals for each rose. And again, seal the excess in plastic so it doesn't dry out. Using a little bit of water when needed, I smoothed the edges. Up to this point, the process is exactly like the previous roses I made. But with this technique, you don't have to place them one by one. All you have to do is slightly overlap each petal as you place them until you have all 8 in a row. Make sure they're all stuck together, and all you have to do is roll it up. the bottom all the way around until it's secure and cut the excess off. If you want, you can gently pull some of the petals down as I did. And that's it! This technique is so easy. If you've tried the other technique and couldn't get it, I hope you give this a try because it really is as easy as it looks. While I was rolling them, I discovered that I can change the petal pattern if I roll them from the bottom up. And in case you're wondering if it can be done on a bigger scale, I tried it out and it sure can. And as you can see, you might even be able to make 2 at once with this size. And here are the first 50 I made, and I still have 50 more to go. If you look, you can see the difference in design from the different thicknesses I used. I was so excited to show you this easy way of making roses out of clay. I hope you guys try, and I can't wait to hear the results because I know this will work. Also, this was not my original idea. I think I saw someone doing this with a mold for fondant flowers, and it inspired me to try doing it by hand on clay. I'm glad I did because this makes it so much easier and faster to make multiple roses at once. As you can see, I made different shades of blue to match the project I'm working on. Well, that's it for this week's video. I hope this was helpful and that it inspired you to try making some of your own. Just as long as you remember to have fun, be creative, and make a mess. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to thumbs it up as it helps the growth of the channel and to show your support. If you're new to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing to get updates on future videos. And remember, do it yourself. There's no need to cry.